I should have walked you out the second you crawled into his lap. Funny how this tiny stick saved me from marrying trash. I was 30 when everything I believed in collapsed. Lena was the same age. We had met at 24 at a mutual friend's birthday. I noticed her mid-laugh across the room and felt a pull I could not shake. She lit up every corner she stood in. That night ended with us on a balcony talking about dreams, favorite films, places we wanted to see, and what we hoped life would become. From then on, I was hers. We became a couple soon after. Within a year, we moved in together. To me, everything was sliding into place. Lena's social life was louder than mine, but I never minded. I figured we balanced each other. I offered steadiness and quiet. She brought surprise and noise. Last year I proposed, certain she was the person I would grow old with. She cried and said yes. We launched into venue tours, cake tastings, and silly debates about whether an open bar was necessary. I thought we were building a future. I was blind. It all began to unravel over something small. A gift bag, glittery. I was not supposed to be home. My shift ended early, and I wanted to surprise Lena with dinner. On the doormat sat a shiny bag with a note to the wildest bride-to-be. Every moment was unforgettable. Love, Brianna. I did not think much of it at first. Brianna had been Lena's best friend since college. Loud, chaotic, a lot to handle, but fiercely loyal to Lena. That was enough for me to tolerate her. Lena called the two of them the ultimate fun duo. The note felt off. It would not leave my head. I set the bag on the counter and stared at it. I told myself I was not snooping. It was sitting in the open. Inside were the typical bachelorette trinkets, a plastic tiara, a sash that said, "Bride's Last Ride," and confetti. At the bottom lay a pair of men's underwear. Used. My stomach flipped. I tried to tell myself it was a stupid joke. Then I saw the flash drive buried in glitter. I do not know why I checked it. Maybe the underwear had already crossed a line. I plugged it in. One file. I opened it. The video started harmless. Lena and her friends at a club in a booth laughing and toasting. The camera panned to Lena in a tiara and sash. Beautiful as always, but wilder than usual. Like she was not just partying, but running. Next clip. Lena on a stage at a nightclub dancing on a shirtless performer while her friends whooped. I told myself it was a bachelorette thing. Then she took the dancer by the hand and led him off the stage toward a back room. I paused. My pulse hammered. I wanted it to be a prank. Maybe nothing happened. Deep down, I knew. Next part confirmed it. Lena sat in a VIP section flirting with 3 men. One kissed her. She kissed back. Another joined. By the end of the clip, she was walking the trio toward a hotel room. Brianna's voice narrated like it was a highlight reel. "Lena, you are a legend. Bride of the year." I sat frozen. My chest felt hollow. Who was this person? Not the woman who fell asleep on my shoulder during corny movies. Not the one who cried happy tears talking about kids. Not the Lena I loved. She came home later like nothing had happened. Kissed my cheek, asked about my day, gushed about decor ideas Brianna suggested. I smiled and nodded while the video played on a loop in my head. I kept wondering how I missed it. Were there signs? Was this the first time? I did not know. I did not care. The person I planned to marry was gone. I stared at the ceiling all night, replaying each touch and laugh. I wanted to demand answers, but it would not change the truth. Morning came. She kissed my forehead before work and said she could not wait to see me that night. I answered that I felt the same. The door closed and I moved. No coffee. No hesitation. I dragged out an old duffel and started packing. Clothes, toiletries, laptop, chargers. I was not planning a return. She could keep the couch, blender, and TV. Let her have the apartment. I needed distance. It hit me as I stuffed the bag. I am the planner who schedules vacations to the minute and color codes grocery lists. Now I was throwing things into a bag with no destination. I grabbed my phone and searched for a place to hide. I found Maple Lake Lodge 2 hours away. Quiet. Small. Rooms still open. I booked a week and paid in full. Peace had a price I did not flinch at. On my desk sat a folder with wedding paperwork. I took it. I called the venue while walking to the car. "Hi, this is Caleb. I need to cancel a wedding reservation." The coordinator sounded sorry and cited policies and fees. "Fine, cancel it." I drove off without looking back at the building. Autopilot handled the road while my head replayed the flash drive. Was it a one-night collapse or a long pattern I never saw? Halfway there, I stopped for gas and snacks. My phone vibrated non-stop. Calls and texts stacked up. She must have seen the empty closet. I did not read a thing. I knew the pattern. Denials. Tears. Claims that it was not what it looked like. I silenced the phone and finished the drive. The room was small but perfect. King bed, fireplace, tiny kitchen, deck over Maple Lake. Quiet like another planet. I dropped my bags and breathed for the first time all day. I had walked away from my fiancée, my home, and the life I pictured. I unpacked slowly. Every item felt strange in a strange room. I half expected Lena to call from the other side of a wall. Even floor creaks made me flinch. I made a sandwich from gas station food and finally unlocked my phone. 20 missed calls. The text started calm. "Hey, where are you? Is everything okay?" Then frantic. "Why is your stuff gone? Please answer." I did not reply. I called my parents instead. They never pry. I told them I left Lena and the wedding was off. My mom's voice softened. "Do you want to tell us why?" I gave the light version. She was not who I thought. My dad said better now than after vows. They did not push. I lay in bed, certain about one thing. I was not going back. Not for apologies. Not for closure. One thought would not let go. Brianna. She was not just filming. She was steering. The footage was not an accident. The note on the bag was a smirking confession. From the start, I never clicked with Brianna. First friend I met from Lena's world. Too loud. Jokes with sharp edges. Constant spotlight seeker. Lena adored her and called her the life of the party. I learned to live with it because she was woven into Lena's days. I never fully trusted her. There were signs. Brianna always pulled Lena out when we had plans. Some nights Lena staggered in at 2, while Brianna shouted from the hallway that she borrowed my girlfriend. I used to laugh. Now it made me sick. I was not ready to see Lena. Brianna I wanted to face. I downloaded a burner app and sent a message. "Hey, it is Caleb. We need to talk about Lena." "Tomorrow noon. Elm and Chestnut Cafe," she replied fast. "Are you okay? Is she okay? What is going on?" I did not answer. Next day, I parked down the block and watched her walk in right on time. Hot pink blazer, tower heels, sunglasses indoors. All Brianna. I took a seat across from her. She flinched, then smirked. "You scared me." "What is this?" I said we would skip the act. I know what happened at the Bachelorette. Her face tightened. "What are you talking about? The flash drive, the video, the garbage you left at our door." I saw it. She forced a laugh. "It was just party stuff. You are not mad about that? Mad. Try livid. What kind of friend enables cheating and then delivers it like a trophy? Color drained. It was not like that. It got wild. No one got hurt." I slid a screenshot across the table. "Lena Bride of the Year. Do not feel guilty. Last chance to be free." Brianna went pale. She tried to push the phone back. "You are blowing it out of proportion." "It is a tradition." "A tradition? That what you call helping someone destroy a relationship." She folded her arms. I did not make her do anything. She is an adult. She chose it. And you egged her on. You were supposed to protect her. You helped her blow it up. She rolled her eyes. She loves you. It was one time. You can move past it. Patience snapped. I hit the table and the room went quiet. Move past the part where she went with 3 strangers because it only happened once. She shrank and scanned the room. I'm sorry if it got out of hand. I did not mean it to. But this is between you and Lena. I stood and pocketed my phone. You are already in it. People will see who you are. Her eyes widened. What are you saying? You will see. I walked out. Driving back, her line echoed. She is an adult. She chose. As much as I wanted Brianna to carry all the blame, that part stuck. No one forced anything. Lena made choices. That hit hard. I always saw Lena as free-spirited. Now, I saw recklessness. If Brianna lit the match, Lena burned the house. At the lodge, I opened my laptop. I was not ready to talk to Lena, but I would not let Brianna shape the story. I gathered screenshots and clips and sent them to a few trusted mutuals with a note to keep it contained for now. Brianna never reached out again. I expected that. She was no longer my concern. Next step was Lena's parents. They always projected prim and proper. I never felt fully accepted. When we moved in 3 years earlier, her mother Elaine treated it like a social offense. She would not say it outright, but her looks and comments said plenty. Her father Victor spoke less, but carried the same judgment. Once we got engaged, their tone changed. Elaine planned showers. Victor talked about helping with a down payment. It felt like I finally cleared a test. After what Lena did, I was done protecting any image. They needed to know. Texts from Lena kept rolling after I met Brianna. Please talk to me. We can fix this. I love you. Every word burned. Then a message from Elaine. What is happening? Lena is inconsolable. Please call us. I decided to go in person. If anyone was going to handle Lena now, it would be her parents. I drove to their place in Harborview. Elaine opened the door with relief and confusion. Thank goodness. What is going on? Lena has been a wreck. Victor looked up from his chair and nodded. Maybe you can clear this up. I sat on the white couch. I am here to explain. You should sit. Elaine frowned and sat. Victor leaned forward. I opened a folder on my phone. Lena has not been honest with you or me. The wedding is off because of what she did at her bachelorette. Elaine's eyes went wide. What could she have done? I handed her the phone. See for yourself. Her face shifted from confusion to shock to grief. This cannot be. Please tell me it is not what it looks like. Victor stood, jaw set. Let me see. He watched in silence. His knuckles whitened around the phone. This is what she did. She did not just cheat. She made a spectacle, and her friends cheered. Elaine dropped her head and cried. I do not know who she is anymore. Victor paced with fists clenched. What was she thinking? We did not raise her for this. She was not thinking. Now she wants forgiveness. That will not happen. You needed the truth. I will not cover it. Elaine lifted her head with wet eyes. Can you talk to her? Maybe someone pressured her. She was not pressured. She made the decision alone. I will not spend my life waiting for a repeat. Victor stopped pacing and looked at Elaine. This is what happens when she listens to Brianna and not family. I warned you. Elaine dabbed her eyes. We should have stepped in. Maybe living together was the mistake. I let out a dry laugh. That was never the issue. You were obsessed with appearances and missed what mattered. Lena is reckless. You did not want to see it? Victor sank into his chair. Unreal. I stood. I'm sorry to drop this here, but I'm done. Lena is your responsibility now. She will show up soon and cry. That is your call. Mine is made. Elaine grabbed my arm at the door. Please do not spread this. It will humiliate the family. Keep it between us." I pulled free. "Not my job. How people hear about this is up to you." Driving back to Maple Lake, I felt something new. Closure. For years, I felt not quite good enough for them. Now the truth sat in the open. Their perfect daughter wasn't perfect. She wrecked it herself. Later, Elaine left a voicemail. We confronted Lena. She is shattered. We are heartbroken. We are sorry. If you want to talk, we are here. I deleted it. Let them carry her now. Fallout came fast. I was not trying to be cruel. Maybe a little. People needed to know who Lena really was. If I stayed quiet, they would bury it. I reached out to Nora, a longtime friend who had also been there. She was not the ringleader, but she laughed along. I sent a direct message. "I know what happened. I have proof. Do not pretend you do not know. We need to talk." She called at once, voice shaky. "How do you have that?" "Does it matter?" "You were there." She said she thought it was flirting and dancing. I asked how she missed Lena going to a room with 3 strangers. Silence, then a sigh. "I'm sorry. I should have spoken up, but she kept saying marriage felt suffocating, and she wanted one last wild night." Brianna hyped her up. Lena was drunk and followed the chaos. I nearly laughed. Followed the chaos is a weak way to dodge responsibility. She made choices. You watched. Nora said it was not her place. It absolutely was. A real friend does not watch someone burn their life down. She apologized again and promised to talk to Lena. I expected little. Brianna reached out first. Her messages were fire. "Stop spreading lies. People are treating me like the villain. Back off." I smirked. Consequences had finally found her. I ignored her. Then Ivy, a mutual acquaintance who was always kind, messaged to say she was sorry and that she had no idea Lena could do that. Meanwhile, Lena kept calling. Texts slowed, but did not stop. "I am begging you. Tell me how to fix this. I will do anything." She was not sorry for the act. She was sorry for the fallout. The fracture between her and Brianna erupted. Passive-aggressive texts turned to a shouting match. Brianna snapped and told Lena she was into it the whole time and to stop acting like a victim. Ivy later texted that Lena and Brianna were not speaking and that Brianna was telling everyone Lena threw her under the bus. Watching Brianna's influence crumble felt like justice. Elaine's next update showed how far Lena had fallen. She played the victim when confronted. She said, "I ruined her life over a single mistake, and that I should have forgiven her." Reputation was everything to Elaine and Victor. Once Lena refused to own it, they cut her off. No warning, they packed her belongings and left them on the porch. "Do not come back until you take responsibility." Lena asked Brianna for a couch. After their blowout, Brianna refused. Hosting Lena would sink her further. Nora ghosted Lena. Others stayed out of it. In the end, Lena bounced between random couches. Then the financial safety net burst. She worked a comfortable office job Victor had helped her land. Her boss had already flagged tardiness and weak performance. Once rumors about her personal mess circulated, the company cut her loose, officially downsizing. Everyone knew the truth. When Ivy told me Lena got fired, I felt quiet closure. Not because I wanted pain, because reality finally met her. She had coasted while others cleaned up. No one was left with a broom. Eventually, she returned to her parents' door crying for a place to stay. They did not budge. She had nothing. No job. No home. No loyal circle. Her messages turned desperate. "I have no one. I am sorry for everything. I lost everything. Tell me what you want." "I will do anything." I never replied. She would not crawl back into my life by playing the victim. She made her bed. About a week later, Marcus, a mutual friend, told me she tried to crash at his place. He said no. Not cruel. Just done being managed by her tears. Ivy later said Lena rented a tiny room in a crumbling building on the far side of town. She used the last cash for the deposit and took a part-time job at a coffee shop that barely covered bills. She was hanging on by a thread. What shocked me was not only how hard she fell, but how fast people disappeared. For years, Lena set the calendar, hosted the outings, and soaked in attention. Now no one wanted to be near the blast radius. Brianna washed her hands of it. Nora blocked her. Even Ivy, who tried to stay neutral, stopped answering. Every bridge was ash. I would be lying if I said there was no sense of justice, not because I wanted her ruined, because consequences finally arrived. She built a life on other people carrying weight. This time, no one stepped in. Meanwhile, I rebuilt. Each day took me one step farther from the wreckage she left. Lena started again from zero. That is where she needed to be. I kept the flash drive, not as a trophy, as a reminder to trust my instincts. The gift bag had felt wrong from the first glance. I ignored my gut for years when it came to Brianna's influence and Lena's need to chase attention. I would not ignore it again. At Maple Lake Lodge, I built a routine. Early walks on the shoreline, coffee on the deck while fog lifted from the water, calls with my parents that were short and kind, a workout routine that burned through restless energy. I forced myself to eat and sleep on a schedule. I kept work steady and told my closest friends only what they needed to know. The ring went into a box. The wedding folder went into a drawer as documentation for refunds and closures. I handled vendors one by one, photographer, florist, caterer. I paid the fees and moved on. I changed passwords, moved my name off joint accounts, and set mail forwarding. I let the apartment lease convert to her name. Furniture, kitchen gear, and decor stayed put. She could have all of it. I wanted nothing that reminded me of a life that was not real. My focus stayed simple. Stabilize. Do not spiral. Do not check her social pages. Do not read gossip threads. Do not seek new attention to fill a void. There is no shortcut through grief. There is only forward. The few mutuals I trusted respected the boundary. Ivy never overshared. Marcus checked in once, then gave me space. My parents sent a message on the morning the wedding would have been, just a heart and a promise of dinner any time. I went for a long run and let the miles scrub the what-ifs. Afterward, I showered, opened the windows, and made a real meal for the first time in weeks. I ate at the table with my phone in another room. Days lengthened. I stopped dreaming about the nightclub clips. I stopped replaying the cafe scene with Brianna. The lake changed from gray to blue. I slept through the night. I did not trust again all at once. I trusted the next hour, then the next morning, then the next week. My vision for the future shrank, then started to grow again. Not with grand declarations, but with small things that stuck. A new trail map, a weekend course I had postponed, a visit with my sister and her kids that felt like sunlight. People like to say everything happens for a reason. I do not buy that. Things happen because people choose. Lena chose attention over loyalty. Brianna chose chaos over care. I chose to leave. Those choices carry results. No cosmic ledger corrected anything. I corrected it by walking away before vows and mortgage papers locked me beside a stranger. I kept one promise to myself. If Lena ever requested a meeting, I would say no once and only once. If she pushed again, I would not respond. That promise was tested when she sent one last text from an unknown number. I know you do not want to hear from me. I'm sorry. I will be sorry for a long time. You did not deserve any of it. I am getting help. I will not bother you again. I stared at it, put the phone down, and went for a walk. When I returned, I deleted the message and the number. On my last night at Maple Lake, I sat on the deck and watched the sky go from gold to deep blue. Bats flickered over the water. A loon called from the far shore. The air smelled like pine and cooling stone. I thought about the balcony conversation where this began, the way a laugh can make you believe a story you want to be true. I thought about a glittery bag and a note that felt wrong. I thought about a flash drive that broke a spell. I thought about the moment I zipped a duffel and said yes to myself. I did not feel triumphant. I felt clean. Back in Harborview, I signed a lease on a small place near the river. 1 bedroom, bright kitchen. Nothing flashy. I bought a table that seats 4 because I planned to fill it with the people who stood steady when everything fell. I hung nothing on the walls for the first month. The empty space felt honest. When I finally framed something, it was a map of local trails and a print from a quiet photographer I have always liked. No photos from the years with Lena. No photos from the night she said yes. Those belong to a story that ended. I do not hate her. Hatred is a chain, and I am done being tied to her choices. I am not grateful to her either. Some lessons do not require trauma. I am simply awake. I know what my peace costs. I know that loyalty without self-respect is a slow kind of self-harm. I know that trust is not a gift you hand over just because someone asks. It is a bridge, built plank by plank. If someone lights a match near it, you do not negotiate. You turn around and find solid ground. People sometimes say, revenge is hollow. Maybe they are right. The day I canceled the venue, I felt relief, not triumph. The day her parents saw the video, I felt honest, not vengeful. The day Brianna's smug certainty cracked, I felt balanced, not victorious. What others called revenge was simply refusing to carry their secrets. I told the truth to the people who needed it. Then I left. I still keep the flash drive in a drawer. It is not a keepsake. It is a boundary. When I touch it by accident, I remember the version of myself who ignored instincts to keep the peace. I remember the version who believed that love means overlooking every red flag. I thank him for getting me this far. Then I put the drive back and get on with my day. The lake taught me one thing I will not forget. Water smooths what it keeps moving across. Keep moving,